Whole,
yeah,
right?
but we're not top five in the world in terms of healthcare outcomes.
Yeah,
I think data's out there that shows that. So
yeah.
yes, I think there's a lot of money going to non-essential services that could be,
Thank you, Warren.
redistributed more.
Thank you, Steph.
But I'm not a politician. I don't have an MBA, so I can't really speak more on that.
Yeah.
But I feel like a lot of money are wasted doing non-essential stuff.
Like what? Like give us an example.
Administrative stuff.
Administrative stuff.
So yeah, I think if they can take a look into that, maybe you can start.
But
there.
you personally don't feel like the healthcare system is broken. You just feel like
we're just one part of the whole wheel, right?
Yeah.
We're just providing a service. We're just doing what we're trained to do, only on the medical side.
Right.
But it's pretty complex in terms of many other departments and billing departments, administrative departments, radiology departments. Every is a teamwork sport.
Your life was on the line. You would choose to get care in America.
Oh, yeah, most definitely.
Most definitely.
The best in the world.
You believe that? Yeah, I agree with it as well. I think we have the best health in the world, but you got to correct me if I'm wrong. I think we have the best here in the world, but you got to find it. Like the best doctor may not be in every community, they may not be at every hospital, but if you have access to it, I think we do have the best doctors, we do have the best equipment, but you got to find it.
Well, I think it's very competitive to be a doctor in the United States. If you're an international medical graduate, you still have to go through the hoops in terms of residency training.
Right.
Because the doctor compensation is high in America, so
right.
Everyone wants to come here.
Right.
Just by the process of competition and elimination, you get the best of the best.
Right.
So, but doctor is just one part of the whole complex wheel, right? We're not the only factor in determining healthcare outcomes. There's many other parts.
Okay, so if you could make a change, let's say I gave you one from Harry Potter and could magically change any one of them. And please do this well. Oliver would change. If you could change anything about the American
I don't qualify to say.
But you could wave that wand and change anything you want.
About the insurance coverage, the access to care, and yeah, so I start there.
What, you would give more people access, or you would give
I think more access, especially to the lower income patients populations, be a good first step in improving patient outcomes. I feel like there's inequality in terms of, the people who are on the wealthier side have a better access, in my opinion, to services, and then. Yeah, it's a very complicated topic.
But do you see both though? Do you see wealthy patients and lower income patients?
See everyone. Yeah.
You see everybody. Mm-hmm. Okay. And you could see a difference in the care, in what they're
care would be the same. We're trying the same. Is there access, the coverage, the healthcare coverage, which if you don't get the right medications, your health might not get better.
Right.
You know what I'm saying?
Right.
So.
Got it. What about you, Thomas? What do you, if you could magically change anything about the American healthcare system, what would you change? Just like a Harry Potter wand, you could wave it and it'll be magically fixed.
I can't think of my answer right now. But because I only focus on patients in the hospital, so
right.
So I think it's good to have a perspective from Oliver, who works on the outpatient perspective. For me, I have a wonderful team of case managers, which are social workers, nurses who help me deal with a lot of the insurance.
It sounds like you don't have a lot of the problems that he has to deal with.
Yeah, because I work in a different environment.
You work in a different
setting.
Yeah. You know what? Let's not talk about such general topics. Just talk about you guys a little bit. So when you were at Duke University, you had to study hard to get a good GPA, right?
Yeah, most definitely.
And then you had to take the MCAT.
Yeah, for sure.
Right,
yeah.
And how was that? Was that tough?
Yeah, the MCAT is a very difficult test. I think it's on not necessarily memorization. It's more on on problem solving and intelligence.
Okay.
Yeah, because I think that once you get into medical school, the boards that follow after test more on decision making and that comes with memorization.
Got it. Yeah. Who scored higher on the MCAT?
I think I did by a point.
Yeah, around the same.
Yeah,
Yeah.
Around the
pretty
same,
much
but
similar. Yeah.
pretty similar scores.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Got it. Yeah. So no regrets about becoming doctors.
No,
Yeah.
I love it.
You guys love it.
Yeah.
There are ups and downs, but mostly, you know, I feel satisfied in doing what I do.
You satisfied. You're happy with your job.
Helping people at the end of the day. Yeah.
Got it.
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, you know, it's funny. It's funny because I say my mother was a doctor in China, and she told me never become a doctor. Like when I was a kid, my mom told me you could be anything you want except being a doctor because you know in China their salaries aren't as high as it is in America, but the hours are just as bad, if not worse. So I had to see my mom like go to night shifts at like 6 p.m. in the evening, and she would come back the next day at like 7 a.m. in the morning, like. You know what I'm saying? Like, but my mother was never able to practice medicine in America because her license didn't transfer over.
Yeah, exactly.
You know?
But I say if you really want to be a doctor, do it. But do it for the right reasons. I mean,
what are the right reasons? What do you think are the right reasons? Because I'm going to say the elephant in the room. A lot of people do it for the paycheck. A lot of people say it pays well. But what do you think are the right reasons?
You want to help people. I mean, the paycheck is good, but you gotta wait at least 15 years starting from undergrad to be able to make this kind of money. And money is not really everything.
Right.
And a lot of rich people are not happy.
Right.
So at the end of the day, you gotta do something that satisfies your soul.
You're right.
And some people are, you know, what they want to provide service, and you know, being a doctor is one of them. And at the end of the day, if that makes you happy, I say go for it. Yeah.
Yeah. Dude, that's amazing. That's amazing.
Yeah.
But you're happy.
Oh yeah. Yeah, for sure. Really happy.
Really happy. Yeah. No, I'm
Kind of fun.
yeah, I was just like, man, you know, my thing is just like, you guys are, man, you guys are successful, man.
Yeah, but in terms of like the money, definitely it helps a lot. Like you see a big difference from salary from for being a resident to being attending. Like my life is so much happier now as attending compared to when I was a resident.
So can we talk about money? Is it you guys comfortable talking about that? Like how much do you guys make as residents?
You can ask, but I might not answer the exact numbers. But
if you Google like resident salary in the United States, it's pretty standardized.
How much is it?
PGY1s, the interns, they probably get like $60K a year.
60,000 a year.
Yeah.
What is PGY1? What is that?
Postgraduate year one.
Postgraduate year one.
For medical school, PGY1.
Okay. Because I heard of PG-13. You know, you go to a movie rated PG-13.
Yeah, I got you.
Okay, PGY1. Okay.
And we get increases for like a couple $1,000s a year after that.
I mean, that's a very decent salary. That's a respectable salary.
Yeah, but keep in mind we work 80 hours. Sometimes we work 80 hours, so sometimes we don't even make the minimum wage, right?
Right. If you divide it by the number of hours.
And then after residency, as an attending, depends on the specialty. You know, starting from 200K and up, you know, depends on the specialty. If you want to.
But 200 is like the floor.
Yeah, I think the lower end is 200.
Gotcha.
Yeah, you can Google the salaries on the internet, and they're pretty accurate.
Pretty accurate.
Yeah.
Okay. And as a doctor, you guys don't get like stock in the hospital or anything. You just get a flat salary.
Yeah, I mean, there are different hospitals have their different benefits. Some places contribute more to their retirement plans.
Okay.
You know, insurance, health insurance. You know,
is it cash bonus?
There are for me, for my location, there are incentives.
Incentives.
Such as meeting a certain metric, or patient satisfaction scores. You get a little bit bonus here and there, like a couple times a year.
Oh, so you would actually hit a metric if the patients are happy with your services.
That's one of the metrics. Yeah. It's
I
not
like
all,
that.
but it's just one of the metrics.
I like that.
Other metrics include like, you know, how many patients have hypertension and well control, something with diabetes, colon cancer screening, you know, cancer screening. So there are a bunch of metrics that we can strive for.
Same thing for you, Thomas?
Yeah, you see what David wrote?
What did David write?
He said his salary is $580,000. The orthopedic surgeon.
Really?
Yeah.
Wow.
That's pretty good. He should donate more.
He should donate more. Yeah, say that again. No. So I got another interesting question. Let's shift away from this like hospital doctor thing, but like our friends from college, like both of you guys went to amazing schools. You know, you went to the University of North Carolina. You went to that trash ass University of Duke.
Nah, you crazy.
You know, he went to the trash ass Duke University, as I like to call it, Duke University of Duke. Okay, I call it the University of Duke. We went to the great University of North Carolina. You see the representation for the Tar Heels right here, University of North Carolina, baby. He went to the trash ass Duke University. Okay, but we ain't gonna talk about that stuff. We ain't gonna talk about that. I was asleep for the game. I took a nap. I slept through the game. Okay, but anyway.
Y'all ready for the NIT?
I wasn't paying attention this year. I'm busy. Okay, but all your friends from college, Thomas, especially your friends from college, Thomas, when you went to Duke, like what did they become in life? Like your circle of people that you hung out with in your friend circle, whether they were Caucasian, whether they were African American, Asian, Hispanic, what did they become in life?
Doctors, a lot of doctors, a lot of people in finance.
Finance?
Yeah. That's the only thing I know.
From your circle of friends, right?
Doctors in business, finance.
Business, finance. How about you, Oliver?
I have famous celebrities like you who are TikTokers.
I ain't famous.
Yeah, that's my friend circle now.
No, I ain't famous. But like, I mean, we have a lot of the same in the mutual friends, right? And I was telling Oliver this. I feel like so many of our friends, like we used to just hang out with in college, they went on to have really successful careers. Like they're really very successful in life now. You have people who are data analysts, who are accountants, who are lawyers, who are pharmacists. Like the American dream, like this is a great question for you guys. All three of us in the room are immigrants. The two of you immigrated to America at age 10.
9, but yeah.
9.
Yeah, 9 or 10. Yeah.
Okay, 9 or 10. I immigrated when I was 11. Thank you, homie. Do you guys feel like you were the beneficiaries of the American dream?
Oh yeah, most definitely. Like,
you didn't even hesitate when you said that.
Yeah, of course. Like, you got to put the work in, right? For us, it's education. And you work hard in school, and then you have a good family support.
Yeah.
Mom and dad, help us, and then and the opportunity is endless.
Yeah, I just really asked that. I'm gonna get you a bit on in a second. The reason I asked that is I feel like none of us know. We got 3 people sitting here. I feel like none of us are exceptionally. I don't want to speak for both of you guys, but I don't think any of us are geniuses like a chess grandmaster or like a super smart mathematician. I just feel like we went to college and we did what we were supposed to do. I don't feel like we did anything exceptional, and like the American dream kind of like just by staying on that path, the country was able to give us so many opportunities.
Oh yeah. This country, I think, for me personally, like it values hard work and the consistency. Like we didn't score the highest on the MCAT, right?
Right. What is the MCAT?
45.
45.
That's like the old MCAT. Now it's like 5 something.
Okay.
525 or something. I don't know. But like we did good enough to get in, right?
Right.
And then over time, we study every day. We work hard, and then slowly by slowly, it's a marathon. It's not like overnight you get success. For us personally. Especially in medicine, it's a delayed gratification.
Right.
We didn't make attending salary until, for me, 3 years ago.
Yeah.
And I'm like 33.
You're 33, so you started really making money on the you were making decent salary already when you were
as a resident.
You were making the average income for Americans.
Yeah.
So
like that's pre-tax.
Pre-tax, right.
Post-tax is
right. Right. So
that
Oliver, what do you think?
Too.
Oliver, what do you think? Like you think the American dream is alive and well?
Yeah, you gotta be willing to work hard though. And not give up. And if you have a goal, keep working at it. I had a lot of setbacks and delays in life as well. But I never gave up. I kept going. So I was able to reach my goal. With persistence and resilience.
Now give us an example of a setback that you had. Because I know that you had to like apply to medical school and you had to
So for I applied to a bunch of med schools.
How many did you apply to?
I forgot, like 20 or 30.
You applied to 20 to 30 different medical
Yeah,
schools.
yeah, and then because my scores were only average, right?
Yeah.
You know.
Well, you also had a
yeah.
2.8 GPA at Carolina.
That's a different story.
I'm just playing. He did not have a 2.8 GPA.
But you know, I had to move to a different state for school training. It was in a rural area. You know, I mean.
It was in rural.
Yeah, Tennessee.
Tennessee. Okay.
Yeah, so I had to make some sacrifices down, you know, for the past 10 years to get to where I am, and you just got to be resilient.
But the country has given you. You're an American citizen, right? Both of you are American citizens.
Yeah.
Okay. So you ain't got to worry about deportation.
No, we good. We good, homie.
Okay, we good. Okay.
We good, homie.
I'm just so like, you know, like you guys feel like the American dream is. I personally, because I care about this a lot, and I say this. I'm looking at both of you guys when I'm looking at the screen, because I care about this a lot when I stream. Like I always emphasize how much I believe in America and the American dream, because I feel like my family and myself was the direct beneficiary of it. I feel like we benefited from it. I just feel like my family, you could use the word lucky, but when you start to get lucky so many times, you kind of realize it's the country, it's the system that allows you to be lucky. If my ass was in Syria right now, not to shit on Syria, I don't think I'd be very lucky. You know what I'm saying? So,
Definitely, America has a lot of opportunities, but also I think it depends on what you want to do. If you want to follow through, you know, the education path to become a lawyer, dentist, doctor,
right.
there is a path for you.
Right.
If you just work hard.
Right.
But if you're more adventurous, you want to dip into business, which I have no idea.
Yeah.
Anything about that, then I think there's also opportunities for you too.
Dude, Thomas, this is the most we've ever talked in life. You know, like we never really talked this deep before. I mean, the only time I ever hung out with you was at the strip club.
You know what? Come on, man. Come on, man.
His girlfriend is watching. What I meant to say was
Hey, baby, don't listen to that.
Okay, what I meant to say was the only time I ever hung out with him was when we was at the library. We was studying. We was hitting them books. Okay, it was. She really was.
Yeah.
Okay, what I meant to say was we went to the lab. Okay, that was 12 years ago. That was when I was young. Okay. Yo, Thomas, I want to ask you this because we never really talked about this before because we didn't go to the same school. What was it like to go to Duke University? It's a very prestigious university, a private school, a lot of wealthy kids there, a lot of people from all around America who aspire to go to the University of Duke. Okay, what was it like to go to the University of Duke?
Oh, it was amazing. The professors are brilliant. Like all the classes. Like I took a course called Indian cinema.
Bollywood.
Well, I mean, it's more deeper than that, but like.
Damn! Hold up. Huh? Do you guys see the product of that Duke University education more deeper than that? I want y'all to all write that down. More deeper than that. That's the product of that Duke education right there. $75,000 a year annual tuition. More deeper than that. I want to all write this down. Right? Okay. Please continue.
Yeah, like at that class, like part of the assessment, how you grade it is to make videos. So that you borrow a camera from the library and you make pretty insightful videos. I think that's pretty creative. But overall, the professors are brilliant. The courses are hard.
Hey, I just saw a comment. I'm sorry to interrupt you, Thomas.
No, go ahead.
Somebody just said your first answer was Indian cinema.
That's
why was that so memorable?
Because I was pre-med. I was pre-med at Duke, so all my courses, biology, physics, they're all within the bubble of pre-med. But then somehow, 1 year I took something called Indian cinema as my elective. And that just blew my mind.
How? Like, what was in the course that blew your mind?
We would see movies and analyze them, and then it's really and we would make movies, make short videos.
Yeah.
And I remember vividly one of my classmates made a video where he pointed the camera at a faucet that was dripping. And so for the whole 1 minute or 2 minute video, you just see the water dripping from the faucet slowly.
Okay, that sounds like the stupidest shit I've ever heard of in my life. But okay.
No, yeah. So, and actually, I think that person got a really good grade because our teacher was like, I forget like the particular assignment, but I just remember that movie. I was like, what is this? Like, I was looking around. I was like, are you guys not bored by just water dropping? But then the teacher was like mesmerized, and then like I think that person got a good grade.
Damn, that's that Duke University education right there, man. They be making yeah, somebody making videos about water, dog.
I don't lie.
God damn, that's interesting. Like, come a little bit closer to, like, come on, sit over here a little bit closer to. Oh no, you stay, because they can't see your face as well. Like, so Thomas, like, going to a private institution like the University of Duke, you know, it was an expensive school, right? It was an expensive school. So did you have a lot of like classmates that were very wealthy, and could you feel it? Because I know the background that you come from. You come from like a very family, but we're not, like, you know, top 1% type CEO type. Did you ever feel that at all when you were at Duke? Was there a lot of privilege?
I was too young to worry about that stuff.
You didn't feel it?
Yeah, I was like 18, 19. I don't worry about like, you know, how rich someone was.
Yeah.
Like, my mind was, you know, I was in an Asian fraternity.
Yeah.
Alpha
But
E.
I'm sorry. The reason why I asked that is because they have that stereotype. Because they have that stereotype about the Ivy League schools, about Duke University. Like it's like kind of like a privilege, like a beacon, a small exclusive enclave of privilege. Did you feel that at all, or was that like kind of diverse?
I was proud. I was proud of my school, you know, to look at the architecture, and I knew it was a very prestigious school, top 8, I mean, you know, top 10 school in the world.
Right.
But me personally,
that's a false statement. But I'm gonna let that go. Okay.
But me personally, I'm very humble, you know, and I was way too young to worry about all that stuff.
Right.
I was just trying to enjoy my time as a Duke student.
Right.
Try to get into medical school.
Right.
You know, I volunteered a lot. You know, I was studying all the time in the library. I was, you know, traveling with my fraternity brothers.
Yeah.
So.
You were in the Asian fraternity.
Yeah.
Lambda Epsilon.
Lambda Phi Epsilon.
Lambda Phi Epsilon. You were an Asian fraternity.
Yeah.
Very nice.
Yeah.
Alpha E.
Yeah.
I heard they some assholes.
Nah, we cool.
I'm just playing.
Cool.
I'm just playing. That's interesting.
Yeah.
That's interesting. What was it like to go to Carolina, Oliver?
I think it's one of the best public universities in the world.
Oh, it's the best. It's the best, Oliver. You gotta say it. You gotta say it the way I do. It's the best.
The best. Yeah,
the
I
best.
got you. But the tuition is nice. You know, it's not expensive, relatively speaking, compared to private schools. You know.
Yeah.
You get great education. Yeah, no regrets going to Carolina. Made some friends. You know.
Yeah.
Couple friends.
Yeah.
Met a celebrity friend.
Yeah. Oh, I ain't no celebrity. You talking about somebody else? Yeah.
Yeah, but yeah, no regrets.
No, it's amazing, man.
What about you? Yeah.
Me going to Carolina?
Yeah.
I think I echo what Thomas said. I was way too young back then. I was dumb. Like, I wasn't dumb, but I was immature. I didn't know anything, right? I didn't know anything at the time, and I couldn't really. Now that I'm older, I kind of realize the social dynamic of college a lot better. But when I was there, I was an immigrant. So I wasn't familiar with American culture to begin with. And like 6 years later, I'm in college. You know, like my parents dropped me off at Carolina for the orientation. There's a parent portion of the orientation. They didn't even know that. They just drove off and went home. Mm-hmm. You know what I'm saying? So it's like I had to kind of figure it out by myself. But it's a blessing to go to Carolina. But we do have a lot of respect for Duke University. You know, I shit on Duke all the time. DOOK. You know, but we shit on Duke. But I have a lot of respect for Duke University because Duke really takes care of their own people. You know, they take care of their employees. And alums are very, very, very proud of Duke. So they must be doing something very right because their alums are very, very proud of the school. You know, their basketball program is trash, but everything else is good though.
How's your MBA program compared to undergrad? Any differences?
My MBA program was like. That's a good question, Oliver. MBA program was like, it was eye-opening, bro. It was eye-opening. Let me get the phone for a second. Because I'm about to tell you guys something crazy.
Yeah.
Because I know you guys are mesmerized by the chat. When I went to the MBA program, it was the first time in my entire life, I was 24 when I started my MBA, that I realized I had no idea what I was talking about. Because I was now in a room with people that were in their early 30s, who had a lot of work experience working at big American companies. They came from careers in banking, in consulting, small businesses, big businesses, and I was a 24-year-old kid. I was one of the youngest people in my entire. I was one of the 2 youngest people in my entire class of MBA.
Yeah.
And when I started recruiting for Merrill Lynch for investment banking, and I'm in a room with them, I'm looking at the way they dress, I'm looking at the way they talk, I'm looking at the way they carry themselves. That's when I realized, oh my God, the gap is huge. It was absolutely eye-opening. Yeah. The first year of MBA was eye-opening.
How long was your MBA?
It was 2 years.
Okay.
Like you would go into a recruiting meeting with Goldman Sachs, and like the guy that's like an alum, you guys could Google this guy. His name is Paul Parker. He used to be a very important guy at Goldman Sachs. He's a Carolina alum, and he was responsible for recruiting from Carolina. And you're in a room with these guys from Goldman Sachs, from Morgan Stanley, and you're like, they're just so buttoned up, they're so polished. It actually made me feel self-conscious. It really did. Like, that's why it was a miracle. But this is one of the things. I'm not saying this in a judgmental or a condescending way, but it's like you really have to, like, you really got to get lucky in life. Like, do you guys believe in luck at all?
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. You believe in luck?
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Like, you believe in hard work and all that? Mm-hmm. I believe in luck. Like, obviously you have to work hard. There's a lot of people that work hard. The Uber driver in China that drives 12 hours a day, he works really hard, right? But it's like, you know, the person that works at the restaurant 12 hours a day, they work really hard. I just felt like I got really lucky because I wasn't qualified. I didn't even feel like I was qualified for Merrill Lynch. I had no idea what I was talking about because I never had a career in business school. I never went to business school. I never went to work for an accounting firm. I never worked in investment banking before. I had no idea what I was talking about. But I got lucky because I was personable. I was likable. And Merrill Lynch took a chance on me, and it launched my corporate career after. When I had Merrill Lynch on my resume, I was able to then go work for that big company after I graduated. Does that make sense? So I really believe in the concept of luck.
You got a job right after graduating MBA, or you went straight to work? I mean,
so the most important thing about an MBA is a summer internship. You got to get a good summer internship. Yeah. Because you got to imagine, man, I had a scholarship to go to Carolina for my undergrad, for my MBA, because my GMAT score was the highest in the entire school. Even though I was youngest kid, I had the highest GMAT score in the entire school. I got a 770 on the GMAT on my first try. So they gave me a scholarship. But there's a lot of people in the school who are paying full tuition. And they're paying out of school tuition to be at the school. So they really want to get an ROI return on their capital. So they're really serious. When you're spending $6,000 a year to go to school, you really care about the outcome. So that internship is what's going to transition you into the career that you want. Meaning, you got a lot of people that came into MBA a very clear objective. Does that make sense? They were like, okay, I used to do this for a living. The MBA is my launch pad to go and into something else. Does that make sense? Like, I'm spending 2 years of tuition, 2 years of my life to reach my career. Like, these guys were serious. These girls were serious. They weren't there to fuck around. I had no idea what I wanted to do. Does that make sense? Like, I was just trying to figure it out. Like, I would go and listen to the consulting club. I would go to the investment banking club. I would go to the general club and listen and figure out what I wanted to do. So that, you know what, I'm going to get some banking there. But to answer your question, my internship is the most important and crucial recruiting session where I spent the entire 5 years recruiting for investment banking. Thank you, Linda. Recruiting for investment banking. And it was the hardest thing I had ever done in business school. Because it wasn't so much about your grades. It was about see, this is the difference between what I did at MBA and what you guys do. Okay? And you guys could correct me if I'm wrong. But you need to have a good GPA. You need to have a good MCAT to get into medical school.
Yeah.
And then, how do you place into your hospitals? How does that work?
You mean after med school?
After med school.
We go through the match.
So what goes into the match?
It's like we have to pick a specialty we want. After that, we get letters to regs. we interview at the programs that we want to go to, and then at the end there's the match list, like a ranking list.
How about your grades? Thank you, Ian.
They don't really look at grades. They look more at the test scores.
They look at the test scores.
The board test scores, such as the step 1, step 2.
I think they look at you holistically.
Yeah.
They take a look at your scores, your grades, your evaluations.
Yeah, letters, rights.
Actually, it's interesting. So the process is called the match, and it's a computer process. So you rank the schools or the programs that you want, and they rank you back.
Okay.
And on a day in March, the computer runs its algorithm. I think the algorithm won a Nobel Prize.
Really?
Yeah. If your viewers know what I'm talking about, you can Google the match from the medical residency program.
Nice.
It's a very, very well run algorithm.
Because it helps so many people, even to this day, get matched with the right programs.
Yeah.
I got it.
Yeah.
So
and it's binding too. There's no getting out of it. You have to go to the place you matched.
So once you match with somewhere, you have to go.
Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah.
And you match with the current employer, and you match with your current
No, we're
employer.
talking about residency.
Residency.
Yeah. For a job, you just apply for a job.
Apply for a job. Got it. You don't say the name of the company. What city do you do your residency?
In South Carolina.
South Carolina as well. South Carolina. Okay. So the reason I asked you guys that is when I was looking for a job for my banking, they didn't care about your grades. I mean, they look at your GMAT to see if you're reasonably smart. Okay, you're reasonably intelligent. Okay, it's like that scene from Wall Street. You guys ever seen the movie Wall Street?
Heard of it.
He's like, my name is Bud Fox. How do you do? He's like, how do you do? I hope you're smart. I hope you're intelligent. Like, they make sure you're reasonably intelligent. But the only metric that I had for getting a job in banking was basically, are you likable? Mm-hmm. It's not, can you do the job? Can you run a spreadsheet? Can you talk to a client? They automatically assume everybody could do it. They assume if you are in the MBA program, you know how to do Excel. You